Hello and welcome to CZenStar, This Week in Star Citizen. Capping off the month of May, ending May 30th, 2015. I am Citizen Ed of CZenStarNews.com, where we put the citizen first. This week's Citizen Stars, Dillick, Zulu, and all the folks over at the Ship Size Comparison Ship Scale thread. Similar to last week's Citizen Star Voon, they've been working tirelessly to keep up with all the release data on Star Citizen ship sizes. Check out these great renders and silhouettes. Remember, if you want to know more about the stories and graphics I mentioned, navigate your browser to CZenStarNews.com and look for the latest This Week in Star Citizen. The show notes article is rich in graphics and many links for your perusal.
This Week in Star Citizen.
This week we get to say happy birthday to two of the people that have contributed greatly to the success thus far in Star Citizen. Chris Roberts and Sandy Gardner. Thanks for all you've done, and may all your fondest dreams come true.
This Week in Star Citizen.
This last week's hot ship was definitely the Misk Reliant. More than 13,000 Reliants sold so far, according to Reverse the Verse. Sale continues through Monday. We learned in the Q&A comlinks that top speed will be higher in horizontal mode, but it will be more maneuverable in vertical. From comments and responses to the questions, they don't really seem to be making this a dynamic shifting profile in combat, which is a shame. I think something that moves smoothly between the configurations, with cockpit seats that rotated as needed, would be really quite thrilling. I hope they are just underselling what they intend for this while they figure out what they can deliver.
This Week in Star Citizen.
We are still eagerly awaiting the Star Marine FPS module to be released to us for alpha testing, which, as you may know, has been delayed by the networking rework and held back for polish. According to producer Travis Day on the Reverse the Verse livestream, there are still some large blockers for FPS release, but it is feature complete. And during the show Around the Verse, the FPS Studio Ilphonic update talked about polishing FPS hit animations and trailed off about plans after the end of next week. So perhaps we could be seeing a PTU, Public Test Universe, version of FPS in the next few weeks? Also worth checking out for a few chuckles, a new segment in Around the Verse, Which Glitch, showed off some really funny glitches that QA has found during the process of figuring out what's broken and what works. Now, dominating the news this last week has been the larch. The leak. First, right off the bat, we need to be clear that nothing that would be classically defined as source code was leaked. 3D assets, audio files, level area designs, tools and scripts, yes, but no actual source code. So anybody reporting that is in error. So the story begins last Friday. A community manager, who I declined to single out in this context, posted an image with a distribution torrent link visible in the picture. It was meant to tease the exciting news that the first company-wide internal test of the upcoming Star Marine FPS was ongoing. That link was noticed by Redditors, and they managed to figure out how to use it to start the download of their own. Many were quite surprised to find the download completely insecure. Theories about this being an intentional leak were tossed around, but many Redditors did the right thing and notified customer support. With this being the beginning of a long weekend, it apparently took a while to shut down the CIG torrent seeds on the Amazon Cloud S3. By that time, some already had all the files and could continue sharing without CIG's help. Giving out that kind of access to the whole company and not securing is arguably a leak waiting to happen. That's why I don't think it's fair to single out the community manager by name. It was a facepalm-worthy blunder to be sure, but I have a hard time pointing a finger here. Having looked at all the directory and file listings, I can be pretty sure this was not an intentional leak. There were a lot of levels, tools, and assets that I don't think would have been left in there if that was the case. Honestly, CIG should probably consider honing down what they distribute even in internal builds. Seems like there is a lot there that wasn't needed at all for a Star Marine plus Arena Commander test. The reason people can get at these assets and play with them is that the distribution uses the same format that the CryEngine dev kit saves its project work in. People have been taking apart the public releases in order to do their own videos and images for quite some time now. So pulling apart the leak data wasn't that much different. CIG has discussed protecting these assets better. I would imagine for the Squadron 42 game, protecting those levels would be paramount to avoid people publishing cheat guides. The aftermath, pros and cons. Because CIG is pretty open with their development, the negative effects are fairly minimal. There were some things that were intended for Squadron 42 reveals that won't be as much of a surprise. And the star map may need to change a bit, since some of the undiscovered systems are listed. My suggestion is that they should tweak it so anyone using this data to explore would find themselves in some really dangerous astronomical phenomena. Black holes, suns, or shredded in a really tight, fast-moving asteroid field. It really is not good that these reveals weren't handled according to plan. I'm sure this has been a discouraging experience for many devs whose hard work shows up in this manner. I've seen some odd folk that seem to have an axe to grind make accusations like this proves CIG was lying. And honestly, I don't understand it. Nothing that has leaked has been contrary to the state I've understood things to be in. I pay pretty close attention to the official word, and everything so far shows that progress is pretty much exactly where CIG has described. But on the upside, people are excited to see the sneak peeks. It's pretty unsurprising that the info-hungry Star Citizen fans have devoured what's been shown, even as it's impressive that some of the more sensitive information has been kept out of the general eye. In a statement on the official forums, Director Ben Lesnick stated CIG is committed to not getting distracted and to keep driving the project forward. It's been very difficult to figure out how CSN should talk about the contents of the leak. Some of the stuff is out there. It's not that difficult to find. If you are eager to have a look, check out the Star Citizen subreddit or 4chan, if you dare. The press has largely restricted itself to the more detailed version of the awe-inspiring Bengal carrier, which has the advantage of being worth looking at and also not being so different than the original trailer, so it isn't that much of a spoiler. YouTubers and streamers have been mixed. CZenStar Grey-Headed Gamer has vowed not to touch the leak assets, but CZenStar Teller has made it his cause to make sure the leaked assets have a chance to look good. Many of the leaked photos are done in a rush without textures and effort on lighting, so I can appreciate his perspective. Pardon the pun. CIG's policies have been to allow discussion, but no renders or assets on the forums. We'll follow CIG's lead, at least for this week. We do hope to see more from CIG normalizing the difference in the coming weeks and months, and make it easier to talk about the great work people at CIG have been doing. But honestly, they'll probably pretty much ignore the leak ever happened and release on their own schedule, like we saw when the Freelancer variants leaked last year. What has been seen? Models of many of the Squadron 42 ships, Bengal, Pegasus, Idris, Javelin, F-8 Lightning, Retribution Super Dreadnought, Argo utility craft included in the Idris and possibly other capitals, 85X from the 890 Jump Yacht, and many enemy alien Vandal ships will be taking on. We saw reworks in progress of the Freelancer and Constellation, both bigger with a bit more room to move around in, as has been hinted at. And the Merlin Subfighter rework recently glimpsed in the Shipshape show. Also, the Banu cargo ship that has been teased before. Now we see the exterior model. Very interesting. The area maps from the social module and FPS. Work in progress star map, as I mentioned. Some work in progress music, some soundtrack, more inspiring pieces by Pedro. As I am given to understand, these are not the final versions. The final soundtrack is said to be much more advanced. So these have been very interesting times. That's all we have for now. This has been Citizen Ed. Hope to see you next week in Star Citizen. CZenStarNews.com, where we put the citizens first. Engage with Star Citizen today. Follow the news, both development and in lore, or write your own articles, features, and fiction. We take citizen submissions. There's room on staff, or become a partner. You can let us help develop your brand. CZenStarNews.com, where the citizen is the star, chronicling your stories. The history of the verse is unfolding now, real time. Don't wait until 2946 to be a part of Star Citizen. CZenStarNews.com. Would you like to know more?